right. So I wanted to do this video because I actually just wrote a
That's why.
post about it this morning, and it's something that is really important because I think I had a really good year for savings, and it's something that needs to be talked about because I had this huge conversation with my friend last night. She came over for dinner, and we said, in order to save, you really have to have a savings plan in place. It's not something that just naturally happens. Well, for me, it doesn't naturally happen. I'm not intrinsically, instinctively
You're not
a saver. I'm just not one of those people. I'm like, you put money in my hand and it just disintegrates. It turns into
It's ready
flames.
to be burned. It's ready to be
And
burned.
I need a new pair of shoes. But in 2016, my husband and I were like, no, we really have to buckle down. You know, like I had a few bad years before that. A couple of things happened, and we had to get out from under that. And this was the first year that we were able to do that. So I just wanted to do a video with Audrey about savings and little small things that we have done in our lifetimes that have worked for our families. What have you done? What have I done? The small things that add up to big things that have worked to save money.
That's a good one.
Because I think everybody, if we all tell each other are these little tips, I think they'll help.
No, absolutely.
You know, as a community, truly.
Absolutely.
So, like, you want to just kick it off?
Well, I know one that I do that I know you don't do because you have an affinity towards Starbucks.
I'm gonna blow your mind, but go ahead.
Okay, but I 1,000% have always just been a brew at home girl because I know it saves a lot of money.
Yeah.
And I always and I have like 3 or 4 cups in the morning. So rather than like going to like I don't know, like Dunkin' Donuts or Starbucks and getting 3 or 4 cups of coffee, I get my Dunkin' Donuts. I brew a pot every morning, 12 cups, and Matt and I go through it. We go through the 12 cups quickly.
So
that adds up.
We have done this.
Yeah.
And do you have a Keurig?
Yes.
Okay, so we got rid of the Keurig, and we got the Ninja.
Oh, yeah,
and the Ninja now, you don't use pods anymore. So now we went back to buying
the actual
grounds.
Beans. Yep.
Right. And so we're actually saving money on grounds. Instead of the pods, now we're getting just a regular old bag of coffee.
Yep.
And we're finding that saves money too. So we're starting to save more money at home by not getting the coffee and the tea so much out.
Right.
And we got rid of the pods, which is saving us a lot more money too. So that is something that we recently.
That's actually a good one.
Recently started doing. That's very, very new for me because I am a fanatic. Like, that is the truth.
And my mother goes to Aldi and gets the pods because they use their Keurig. And my mom is obsessed with this. She gets her coffee. It's 19 cents a day for her.
That's amazing.
A cup of coffee.
Oh, that's wonderful.
And so her and my dad ended up putting money away all year to see how much they would save in the long run.
Yes.
So, because they used to go to like Dunkin' Donuts or like the sip and dip place in town, spend like $3 or $4 every day, not even thinking about it individually.
Yes.
And so they put the money away. And my mom said it was like a ridiculous amount of money that they didn't even think about. They went on a trip this summer with the money, and they paid for all of Christmas for the kids, and they were very generous this year to all the kids.
I love that.
So you'll have to ask my mom. It's very fitting. She said 19. She told everybody at Christmas 19 cents a cup.
Amazing. The thing that we did, that we started, and I don't know if you do this, but I'm somebody, like, if I don't go out on Friday night, I'm home with like a little grudge on my shoulder. Like, I'm like, I didn't go out, so I'm going to rent a movie.
What are you, 18?
I am. I'm like, I'm going to rent a movie. I deserve it. Like, I didn't go to the theater. I'm going to rent a movie. $5.99. I used to do that all the time. And my husband used to be like, why are you renting a movie? We have 500 channels. Like, why are you renting a movie?
It's true.
And like 4 or 5 months ago, Bill was like, stop renting movies. Like, you get one every weekend. This is like $30 a month on movies. Like, this is ridiculous. So we looked at our entertainment that we were using at home, and I got rid of Hulu. I got rid of doing that every Friday and Saturday.
Yep.
And we kept Netflix because
Netflix,
I mean, I cannot be without Netflix.
Yeah.
But we kept the Netflix, and I only watch just whatever happens to be on HBO or whatever. I don't rent anything anymore. That really saves a lot of money.
Yeah,
I mean,
that is a
I'm
big
talking
money
hundreds of dollars a year. This is not.
No,
like
you are a
this
big
is not,
movie watcher.
This is not a little bit of money.
I can, And then the only thing we do is we have been eating home more.
Oh, that's so wonderful.
As soon as like the school year started, we didn't do it all last year.
Yeah.
When the school year started, we started eating at home more because, especially for a family of 7, going out is, without even alcohol, it's $75. So we nix that.
Yeah.
And it's amazing how much money you actually do save each month. When you stop and see, like Matt, like there were some weeks Matt was like, we spent like $300 this week on dinner.
Yeah.
When I can make like 2 pounds of pasta with sauce and meatballs for less than 25.
And same vein with that, me personally, 2 things that I had to accept. I don't always have to make a big meal. So,
right.
I would just, sometimes cereal is okay for dinner.
Sometimes a half of English muffin.
No, like
with butter on the
legitimately.
side.
Sometimes a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Like if I don't want to turn on my oven, it's okay.
I loved your antipasto idea.
Oh, I do that all the time.
When you told me that recently, I have actually told a few people that.
I do that.
That's actually
we
brilliant.
do that once a week. I do an antipasta platter.
So such a good idea.
It's like salami, pepperoni, cheese.
Yep.
Like vegetables, fruit, and olives and artichokes. I'll put that out on a big tray, and everybody just picks. And again, you don't put the oven on. I like doing things like that. But the second thing that I had to accept is we live in a very social town. So every weekend, every Friday, every Saturday, there's normally a party. There's normally something to go to. And we said, just because we are getting invited to all these things, we don't have to go to all these things. Like, we spend so much money going out every weekend.
Yeah.
Like, and I have a lot of friends that don't.
because your mom helps. I was going to say, like, a babysitter.
No, we don't have to pay for babysitters, thank God. But, I have a lot of friends. Like, we just went to, like, this big concert in the Barclays. That was a couple of $100. The next day, next weekend, we went to the Nutcracker. That was over $1,500 for the 9 people that went in my family. The next weekend, we had another thing to go to. And I'm like, every weekend, we're spending all this money.
Yeah.
You don't have to say yes to everything. And that is still a lesson I'm learning.
I'm a recluse. I don't go out.
That's a lesson that we're still learning. And thank God my mother paid for the Nutcracker, because like it was so expensive, and she was like, I'm gonna treat you all for Christmas. And I was like,
that's
thank
perfect.
you.
Thank you, Jesus.
I know.
Thank you, Jesus.
But and books. I stopped buying books.
Well, I will not stop buying books.
She was like, that's one thing.
Oh, yeah, this is what my father got me for Christmas.
No, he didn't.
He's like, I took a stab. Matt said you like anything with a man with a half a button shirt.
Oh my God.
It's literally called the Danger. He goes, I was humiliated
Stop
buying
it. Stop it.
He got me this book and this book.
No.
Danielle Steele.
Stop it.
Obsessed.
He bought this in the store.
He bought these 2 books. He opened them up. He's like nervous. He said, have you read these? Have you read these?
This is the best story I
haven't read these, Dad. He's like, Matt said you like any one with a man on the cover with like no shirt or a cowboy.
This is the best story I ever heard.
I said, perfect. I said, The Danger Desire.
You're like, Dad, a man has never known me as you have known me in this moment.
Thank you.
So those are just some of our tips. And, if you have any tips that you'd like to share about saving, small ways. We're talking small ways. We didn't say anything dramatic here. And also one more thing.
What?
Because we don't have 401s. We're entrepreneurs. I don't have a business.
I'm just banking on us hitting the lottery.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have an office that I go into that they're like, did you max out your 401 this year? Like, I don't have anybody telling me that. So this year we finally
you gotta get smart like
opted
that.
into a 401.
Like smart.
I'm almost 40. We finally did
smart
that.
To do.
That took a really long time. But if you have any tips that you'd like to share, leave them below. That would be great. We always like to hear it from you guys as well. And stay tuned. We got a lot more coming up.